Welcome to summer, even though it's already almost August. But what better way to kick off the season than with stories about summer camp? So, it's true. 11 to 10 years ago, first, when I was 11, I went to this summer camp that was not even a couple minutes away from where I live. So this summer camp wasn't an overnight thing, it was really an all day thing. But when I was 11 years old, during the summer of 2015, I went to this summer camp because this was during a time when I was not able to stay home alone. I don't believe my family trusted me with staying home alone yet, or maybe they did. But either way, I didn't feel safe staying home by myself at the time. I didn't feel ready until I was at least 13, but anyway. During the summer of 2015, for most of the summer, or for some duration, I went to a summer camp, an all-day summer camp, and there were, a lot of activities to do there, like, what would be one that was common? Obviously, the biggest activity was, going into the gym, because this all-day summer camp was actually at, when I say an abandoned school, the building wasn't, abandoned, no one was in it anymore, but it used to be a school, but it was converted into, a summer camp. But one of the biggest activities that would, happen there almost all the time was going into the gym. And what we did in the gym was a sport that I really, really hated back then, and I can't say I really like it now, and that sport is none other than dodgeball. And obviously I hated it because I kept getting out by either getting hit or the opponent, anyone on the opposite team catching the ball and, getting me out. And obviously, I was really pissed. I will admit, I kind of feel like I was a sore loser back then, because whenever I lost in anything, a lot of things, I would get, I would lose it. Whenever I lost in multiplayer games, I would lose it. Whenever I lost in activities like dodgeball, I would lose it. But, video games, I don't really care if I lose anymore, but when it comes to activities like dodgeball, I genuinely do feel uncomfortable, so I definitely don't want to go back into that. But, there are other things we did in the gym, I think capture the flag or whatever. But I don't really remember other things we did in the gym. Just capture the flag and dodgeball. But, when we weren't in the gym, we were in, rooms doing, we did arts and crafts. There was even one room that kind of acted like a little bit of a break room because we were able to use, our devices. This was when I was only 11 and 12 years old. So I obviously had my 3DS and my new 3DS. Well, when I was 11 in 2015, I had my original 3DS on me that I would play a lot whenever I got the chance there. And when I was 12 in 2016, I would have my new 3DS on me, which I would play whenever I got the chance. But, Really, the only thing I genuinely liked about going to this summer camp was, just playing on my 3DSs because that's all I really that's all I really liked doing when I was younger, because, I mean, I didn't have any friends at all who, liked me. I didn't have anyone who liked me. I mean, I know I still have my 2 childhood best friends, but they didn't go to this summer camp that I went to, so... And everyone else at the summer camp really hated my guts. And speaking of, hate, my first ever childhood enemy attended the summer camp, along with a few of his fucking goons who also hated my guts, but for some reason, his goons were on and off. They sometimes sided with me, but mostly still sided with him. Like a lot of the times, they were, they ganged up with him, but sometimes they were at my aid. It's really weird, but still, my first ever childhood enemy attended the summer camp, and he basically made my life a living hell there, and I actually want to make a video talking about my first ever childhood enemy at some point. I just don't know where to start. But really, I hated this summer camp, obviously because of my childhood enemy attending, but also when we had lunch, or when we ate, which was, having lunch, we would eat outside, and we were always forced to eat outside, and I really hated it. It's not because it was, just being outside, but it's because the temperatures were really hot. It was unbearably buggy, and whenever it rained, whenever it rained, and it was... Okay, I'm having a stroke, sorry. I'm actually kind of sick. I feel a little stuffy while making this video right now. But, whenever it rained, and it was really nice the next day, the seats were really wet. We had lunch on these benches, and they were really wet the next day, the table and the seats, whenever it rained the day before. And whenever it was raining, but the summer camp was still open, when I was still there, we were able to eat inside, so those were one of the very few good moments of, being at that shithole. And of course we played outside, we played on the playground. But I was actually a really, really introverted kid back then. I was a really antisocial kid when I was really younger, because I didn't have any friends at all, except for my 2 childhood best friends. But everyone else I just did not like, and they did not like me, and I wasn't, comfortable socializing back then. I mean, I'm not sure if I would say I'm comfortable socializing now. I've guess been a little more social compared to 10 and 11 years ago, but really, when I was on the playground at the summer camp, and even at school, all I really wanted to do was just swing on the swings, because I just was not interested in, doing other things, like going on the slides, going on the playground equipment, doing the monkey bars. I just prefer to sit on the swings and just swing. Because, again, I just didn't really want to talk to anyone, but when the swings weren't available, I, of course, was really mad because that's all I wanted to do. When there weren't any swings available, I just lost it, and whenever... I may be sounding like, I guess, I don't know, what do you call it? Not a loser, but like... I guess bratty or whatever? But basically, whenever there are no more swings available, and I really wanted to be on the swing, of course I got really mad, and the kids on the swings, or at least the kids on the swings that I wanted to be on, were ignoring, like, my pleas, you could call them, or just making fun of me and taunting me, like my first ever childhood enemy. He always did that with me, and we'll just call him Johnny. Like, Johnny. But, yeah, I mean, I can't really remember too much of what happened while I'm making this video. Another thing is that during these activities, like, it doesn't matter what activity we did, like whether it was in the gym or in the room, or whether it was in the gym or in any other room, I had no choice but to participate, because if I didn't want to, like if I wanted to, sit out, I would get into a ton of trouble. Like, I've been told, like, what's the word? I've been, like, yeah, I've been forced to participate, but, like, also, like, I had to participate against my will, and one time I was told that I had to participate. Well, first, if I didn't participate, I would get told off, and there was another time when one of the counselors at the camp told me that I had to participate in the gym activities, or else I would have to see one of the higher counselors, and yeah, I think if that happened, he would have called my parents on me, and I would have gotten into a lot of trouble, and I hated getting into trouble back then, and I still do, and I just did these things that I didn't want to do just to survive, and it's a huge, no, not huge, it's exactly why I'm scared to just do anything, because if I, like, doing anything, like, even making storytime videos of me speaking up, speaking my mind, exposing my enemies, I'm scared that doing that will get me into a ton of trouble, and I don't even want to get into that right now. One thing I do want to get into about this summer camp is that I don't remember exactly how many we went on, but we went on a couple of field trips. I remember, like, I don't remember one we went on. All I remember is that we were on the bus to a certain location, and I was playing Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures 1, the 3DS version, which was a special edition, and that was when I was 11, and then the next year, when I was 12, we went to, I'm not sure if they were the same place or if they were different, but I know that we went to some sort of, like, lake to swim in, or if I remember correctly, we actually went to a beach where we could swim and there was a playground, but to swim we had to wear camp shirts so the counselors wouldn't lose sight of like who's who. And clearly I didn't want to swim with a shirt on because I I don't like getting my clothes wet. I only swim with my swim shorts on, and I actually don't even know how I wanted to swim in, like, a public lake back then, because now I prefer to swim in my pool in my backyard, and that actually helps a lot more than going to the beach. But, yeah. So, I know this huge... I know I've been pausing a lot making this video. It's not because I'm trying to make it filler, it's because I'm genuinely having trouble of what to say for the most part, and I also need to breathe, and I'm actually feeling a little sick while making this video. Like, I'm feeling stuffy and sniffly. So, yeah, I don't really feel that well right now, but I should feel well tomorrow, like after I release this video. But, yeah, I just wanted to make... Well, another thing I want to mention is I hated this summer camp so much that I used to deny having gone there, and I wanted to make it sound like it was just one huge nightmare. Like, one huge nightmare that I woke up from. Because I really just hated it. But yeah, I forgot why I wanted to make it sound like that the summer camp wasn't real. I forgot why I wanted to make the summer camp. I forgot why I wanted to make it sound like the summer camp wasn't real so much that I just don't even know how to explain it. And, I also did get reprimanded a few times by the counselors, like, when I was... Like, it involved my childhood enemy. The first time I remember getting reprimanded was when I was, screaming at him or shouting at him some way, and how he was just making my life a living hell, both at the camp and at school. I was in elementary school at the time. I ran away from him as fast as I could, and one of the counselors followed me and told me to use kind words with him next time. And then the second time was when So, first what he used to do every single time he saw me up until middle school was that he would constantly say hi. He would constantly say hi to me a million times, and I know that doesn't really sound like a big deal, but it really annoyed the shit out of me. Like, he constantly say hi to me so many times. He would make this really creepy smile at me. He would constantly be waving his hand at me. Like, he was doing all this just to make fun of me and taunt me. I don't know why. I mean, he's a fucking retard. He was then, and he is now, and he always will be. So, I went to one of the counselors about this to, get him to shut the fuck up. But the counselor just said, he's he's just saying hi and didn't do anything about it because she's a fucking bitch who I hope is dead now. And this counselor, I have really bad history. I have really bad history with her at elementary school, and I'm not sure when I'll want to talk about her, and I'm not sure when I'll want to make a video talking about her, but, yeah. I know this whole thing was just a huge-ass ramble, but for years, I've been wanting to address my experience at this summer camp. And another thing I want to mention is this, when I was 12, so in 2016, one time when I was on the playground at the camp, at the summer camp, I don't exactly know what this kind of equipment was called. It wasn't exactly the monkey bars, but it was this kind of like platforming thing where there were these platforms that were like attached to fucking chains, and like they were being held in place, and you had to hold on the like poles holding the platforms together. You had to like move from platform to platform to get across, and I remember, like, if you know the name of what I'm talking about, like, just put it in the comments. But I was apparently going in the wrong direction, and there were children who were a lot younger than me, like I think 6 or 8 or so, and I was 12, but they were telling me that I couldn't go in the direction I was going at, and I was just... I really hate to admit this, but I was just growling in anger, and this was also during a time when I just did not speak at all. Like, I could speak, I could talk, I just didn't want to, and from that point on, I did not feel comfortable around children that young anymore. Obviously, I'm 22 now, and not only do I feel even more uncomfortable around children that young, but I obviously do not feel safe around 12-year-olds anymore. And, yeah. That's... I believe... Well, one other thing is that we watched a movie one time, but... Actually, we watched, like, I think 2 movies, but, yeah... And when I was 12, so when I was 11, I went to the summer camp. I don't exactly remember exactly how long during the summer. I don't believe it was for the whole summer, or maybe it was. But I know that it was probably for like, I think, maybe it was for the whole summer actually. Because that was when I was 11. Because when I was 12, I know that I went for like 1 or 2 weeks in June, and then I had a break in between, and I returned after my birthday. And I think I went for another 2 weeks after that. But yeah, this summer camp was a literal shithole, and it was really bad, and I never for any purpose want to return back. A student, volunteer, counselor, anything, I never want to go back. I never want to go back to this fuckfest. I never want to be around children ever again. I never want to be around really young children ever again. I just cannot stress this enough. I just really cannot stress this enough about how horrible this summer camp was. And at the beginning, if you heard me correctly, I said that it was an all-day camp. So it wasn't overnight, meaning that I didn't stay there for like, 1 or 2 nights in a row. I would be there from like, I don't remember exactly from what time. I think it was like from 7 or 8 a.m. up until 5 or whatever, but I know that I was there from the morning until the late afternoon, like the early morning until the late afternoon. So this actually did feel like, in some way, summer school, except we didn't have summer homework, so I guess that's a bonus. And speaking of summer homework, fuck summer homework, and fuck teachers and schools that require students to do summer homework. I mean, optional summer homework, I'm not sure if I can really... Well, when I say I can't argue with that, like fuck summer homework in any way. It's just, if it's optional, it's not like you need to do it. But still, summer homework that's required, fuck that. But that's all I can really think of for this story time video. I know I kept pausing a lot and just having a fucking seizure, but still I for some reason do feel pretty sick. But I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all have a great summer.